Moving right along to question number 7. Tamishka, why didn't you tell anyone on DeviantArt what was happening to Ft77? Look, I tried. I tried my best to do everything what I can do to let them know about that. I straightened this out through my journal about trying to talk to Mr. or Miss 69, whoever that was on the Tumblr, through my journal. Even I did try talking to one of my DeviantArt friends online through notes, Facebook Messenger, everything. But instead, they just don't want to forgive Jonathan, and that's okay, and only without their notice. I was so shocked and surprised to see them never even knowing that they're ranting against him. And they're holding a grudge and resentment against Jonathan without knowing that was the father all along. In the year 2012, the dad is really verbally abusing him, and the relationship between the son and the father are completely strained. And I was so surprised that the dad just damaged his self-esteem. Just for once, I have to say, let me get this straight. Over through investigation, this does not make any sense for the father to do something like that to him. I mean, it's not compared to one of my friend Christina's parents can be overprotected and strict and couldn't make up their mind. But here's something you all should have known. We all should have known the whole time. You know? After I got to know him, his grandma, and the brother Jeremy, only on the Google Hangouts, through a video chat, as much as I wanted to get to know his whole family, here's something I got pretty much notice on. And I started to realize something that nobody else could have known before. Because of that, throughout my investigation, I've been hearing a lot of signs and rumors about the father lately. And I don't want to believe it. But after seeing what the mom did, and after overhearing this from Jonathan, it's gone out of control. What is with the dad? And I just feel like I cannot trust him. But that isn't the only one I encounter online. It also happened in person, only offline. And it also happened in front of me in a public area. It already did happen to at least 2 young teenagers close to young adults or adults already. Even a father who's really messed up, he even verbally assaulted those young guys. And I was so shocked and surprised to see that happen in a public mall, in a hallway. Question number 8. What can you do to let the dad know? Well, this question will always be asked. And I got it from Mr. Ratburn from Arthur that once asked, what can we do when people think when they're wrong? And I have some crazy little tad bit freedom of speech on my journal. Because I don't think what he did, some scary assaults, is not very helpful, disciplined, or funny. It's not really good at all. But to be honest here, I did not bring this personal vlog up to think that was funny. To the father, it might be. It may be funny, disciplined, and harsh in a funny way, or anything that he thought of. There are things that he need to learn, him as the father. There are things people really are feeling comfortable and capable of that is appropriate for young children, and especially to those who are still living with their families, even having those under conditions. And especially they're diagnosed with those strange disorders that they never even had before. And I know somebody else said, doing that to Jonathan is just plain mean, evil, and lazy on parenting. And I can't say it for someone else's sake, but for my sake, I would say what the father did is really out of the question, out of the line, and out of control. To me, doing that to Jonathan is not really a good, healthy lifestyle when he's the only person who felt powerful of it. Make him feel good about himself without knowing he made his own son, who's autistic, really bad. And he hurt other people the same way like the father have hurt him. Just like the way how bullies hurt him when he was in school. From a random anonymous asking in number 9, did it affect to his own family? Yes, Mostly to the dad, but I may not know the whole story of what happened in Jonathan's family. The way I see the signs, when Jonathan's feeling hurt, and he did it to a lot of people online in the past over a couple of years now, here's the thing. I get the feeling in my gut. I really easily get this feeling in my gut here that we must have said and done something wrong that will hurt his feelings. We've been ignoring him for way too long and way too far. And we must have held a grudge against him without knowing he was bullied before. Way before he have started leaving art. And thanks to the dad and to many of our commitment, it's damaging Jonathan's confidence, his self-esteem, and his willing trust in us. And the reason why he watched people, because he wants to look up to them, because they're our role models, they're inspirations as artists, and they have inspired him to become something that he wanted to be. From a random question from Anonymous, okay, they're asking me, Mishka, when you saw it happen too far, how did you feel? I feel really upset. I was even scared. And I even got so shaking up, really upset, something would have happened to Jonathan. I know it's not my business, but it's going to be everyone's business if they might find out the answer. All this time, it was right under our nose, and right under my nose this whole time all along. I mean, it's okay to be hard on the person once in a while, but it's wrong to hold a grudge and keep ranting out against the person without knowing it was the father all along. I may not know the whole story, but what Jonathan is really trying to tell us right now, you're supposed to stop and think about how he was feeling. Just focus on the little tad bit too far part. Another one asked, who saw and noticed about Ft77? Do they notice anything familiar and they finally apologized to him? And they sure did. And by the time Jonathan kind of mentioned that he told everyone the truth by his own journal, written by his own typewriting, I didn't even expect it until I actually saw it one day. Be ready for the next part of the video.